The president is going to address the nation in his State of the Union speech on Tuesday night. So are Americans looking forward to the address? Well, we sent Huckabee correspondent Ryan Reese out to the streets to find out.
Are you really excited about the State of the Union address next week?
Couldn't care less.
Not really.
Are you guys super excited for the State of the Union next week?
Yeah.
Sure.
What teams are you rooting for?
I'm going to go with the Broncos.
You gonna have a State of the Union address party?
Actually, that sounds like a really good idea. I'll definitely consider it.
And maybe there'll be some drinking games?
Probably. I'm really good at making up drinking games, so definitely.
Like every time the president lies, do a shot?
Oh, well.
At a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rank the state of the country?
I would say 1 or a 2. Maybe a 3. 3.
4.
What would you rather watch, the Puppy Bowl or the State of the Union?
Puppy Bowl.
Sally takes the duck on her own 30-yard
Do
line.
you think the president will address the NSA spying scandal?
I'm going to say briefly.
How do you feel about the NSA spying scandal? Doesn't matter, he already knows. What would you rather bet on? The Seattle Seahawks or Joe Biden falling asleep during the State of the Union?
I'd say Joe Biden falling asleep. Yeah, he looks like he's a napper.
Do you think the president's going to tell the truth?
Probably not.
Do you think he seems more truthful in HD? Can you remember anything the president has said in the past 5 years?
What person? Oh, the president. I think you said the person.
Okay, thank you very much. Do you think the president will address the extension of unemployment?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you think he'll address the legalization of marijuana?
No, I do not.
Do you think people are going to use the unemployment to buy marijuana?
Absolutely.
All right, thanks to Ryan Reese on the streets of New York. Well, a big theme of the State of the Union address is expected to be the president's message of income inequality. We're back with our Millennials panel. I'm going to start with Kaylee McEnany. By the way, Kaylee once worked for our show. We're so happy to have her back, and she's now a law student down at University of Miami. Kaylee, great to see you today.
Thank you.
President's message, he says, is going to be income inequality. He wants to work on that this year. What's wrong with that?
You know, for millennials, it's hard to care about income inequality when they don't have income. 16% of millennials are unemployed. This is a picture of Obama's America. 1/3 of millennials are living at home with their parents. Median household income in 1990 was $27,000 for a millennial household. It's $6,000 now. This is Obama's America, where we're seeing mass unemployment. We're seeing healthcare premiums for a millennial are 3 times what they were last year. Millennials are suffering. They're hurting. They are the poor. They are the income inequality. It's the millennial generation. And quite frankly, they're not buying the president's message anymore. They're just not. He's full of broken promises, and we're going to hear more of those broken promises.
Shai, the president has long said, and frankly we all have, that a college education was a ticket to a better future, a better income, a better life. Now people are coming out of college, they can't get a job, they've got this huge debt. What would you like to see policies changed that would help you as a millennial look out there at the future and say, I got a shot?
I'd be optimistic of the future if we saw regulation, if regulation wasn't introduced for regulation's sake. You know, we're just going to regulate this industry just because. Now, I'd like to see the Democratic Senate take up some of the Republicans' House jobs bill. That would be a really good start.
And what specifically about that bill do you like and you think would help you?
I would be very, very, very happy with the tax cuts in the jobs bill. Tax cuts spurs jobs bill, and millennials are going back to home living with their parents, and they're really not seeing the jobs, or they're unemployed or underemployed, and that could really help out.
Francesca, let's just ask you about this whole income inequality issue. Does it concern you that we're creating almost this division in America between the haves and the have-nots? I mean, there is a division. I think there is income inequality. What could or should the government do to address the fact that there are so many people working harder, but they're not getting ahead?
Well, I think you have to look at education reform first and foremost at the lower level, introducing school choice so that smart young people can go to schools in their area that are best for them, but also those children who might need a little bit more help can go to the schools that are best for them as well. That's number one. And then those kids will be able to get scholarships if they're going to the schools that are right for them to public universities. Number two, once they get to those universities, as you just mentioned before, that they're graduating with large loads of debt. And the big thing at the higher education level is that what we're going to have to do in order to make sure that those kids are not burdened by that debt and then they can buy houses and whatnot throughout the rest of their lifetime, that the government is more transparent. The government runs the public universities, is more transparent with what you're getting for that degree. If you're going to go to university, you should be able to see how many other people in that field got jobs, the percentages, how many people in the field overall, and how many people at your university were able to get jobs.
I'm going to just ask you, because we're out of time, but real quickly, give me one topic you want the president to address. Don't have to tell me anything, just the topic. Kaylee, what is it?
The absolute disaster that is Obamacare and how he plans to fix it.
I wouldn't expect it, but I agree. Okay, Shia?
The persistent unemployment that's gripped this nation since his inauguration in 2009.
Excellent. Francesca?
Sticking with the higher education theme, instead of focusing on getting more low-income students into college, I'd like to see him focus on making college more affordable for those low-income students.
Great answers. Great panel. I think all of you guys ought to run for Congress. You know what? I think you could do a lot better than some of the stuff we got going on right now. Thank you very much, Kaylee and Shia and Francesca. Great to see you all. Well, unlike Barack Obama, action star Steven Seagal has a good relationship with Russia's president. I'm going to be talking to him about the threat of terrorism in next month's Olympics a little later in the show. But first, why am I sticking up for Scarlett Johansson? Well, you'll find out when we come back.